Good evening, race fans. Jimmy McNerney coming to you from the third floor studio here at Turfway Park. Wonderful Friday evening for racing here from Florence, y'all. 8 races on the card. Some light rain in the area, but of course the poly track will remain fast all evening. No carryovers really to speak of tonight. The pick 6 went out last night. The pick 5 was hit as well. The high 5 wasn't hit, but that's only a couple hundred, I think $252 carryover in the final race. Now tonight, dollar night here at the track. Those of you new to the track, we do offer dollar beers, dollar soft drinks, dollar dogs. Also, $1 win play show bets. And also tonight, rocking the Miller Lite stage will be Doghouse. Doghouse here on the second floor later on in the evening. Also, I'd like to bring it to your attention. Don't forget we do race tomorrow here at the track, 6:15 post, and another 8 race card. Now the first race tonight starts the 50-cent pick 5, just 15% takeout on the pick 5. That starts in race 1 every night here at the track, and we'll kick things off in the opener with a starter allowance to go 6 furlongs. And my top pick in here is number 8, Stay Home. This one gets the services of Alex Kinchari, and I think this one gets a perfect pace scenario set up. I do think there is an abundance of speed to set up for this horse's late running style. He actually say win in a similar event at Churchill where he rallied from just about 10 lengths off the pace to close in to win. Going away, that was the same distance as today at 6 furlongs. Now number 5, Ed's Rocket. That is the horse probably to beat on paper, and I expect it to take the money. I agree with it being the morning line favorite at 2-1. I just thought that maybe there was too much pace in the race, and the horse looks like if it gets hooked, it doesn't always hang around. But I think the horse will hang around for a piece of it. I do expect Ed's Rocket to have a lot of company up top, but you know his class could prevail, and his class could carry him a little bit, carry that speed further on this drop in class. Malcolm Franklin rides. Now this one has never raced over the Turfway synthetic, but is a 4-time winner from 8 starts, 6 for 8 in the money on the synthetic. That's number 5, Ed's Rocket, my second choice. For third, I'm going to go for a horse for the course. Bresno takes a step up in class. Been racing up at Presque Isle since racing here a couple of years ago. This horse does have 3 wins from 5 starts. Never been worse than third here at Turfway Park, and in fact is a 17-time synthetic winner. I have to use this horse on my ticket, 8-1 on the morning line. This is another one I think needs a little bit of early go to set up for his usual running style coming from off the pace. 8, 5, 10 for me. That's race number 1. Nice quality starter allowance to go 6 furlongs, kicking things off in that pick 5 wager. Now, every night here at the track, we have 2 pick 4s. The early pick 4 in race number 2 and the late pick 4 in race number 5. Just 14% minimal takeout on the pick 4 starting in race 2. And tonight that second race is a filly mare 3 and 2 years or non-4 to go 5 1/2 furlongs. No program changes to speak of at this time. My top pick in here is number 8, Demisses. Ricky Short, actually this is Zach Short, but his father Ricky had a win here a couple of nights ago with a horse named Bang who loves the course, and Zach Short sends this one out. This is another Indiana bred who loves Turfway Park, 50% winner. She's raced here 6 times, has 3 wins, and this is one I think will sit a good stalking position, well drawn to the outside at this 5 1/2 furlong distance. I like horses from the middle to the outside going the short distance, and I think this one can ride her own ticket. I think she'll break outside. She'll be just a few lengths off the pace and sit out in the clear, and whenever Decky calls on her, I think she'll come home running, and she's 7-2 on the morning line. My top pick, I think she's a standout in here. And at number 4, Page's Star, I'll use her second. This filly always shows up. She's 14 for 27 in the money. Doesn't always win, and she's just 4 for 27. But she's always right there. She's certainly a check getter, and she tries every time. She's another Indiana bred I'll be using on the top in this race. Fred McCrary owns, Joe Davis trains, and Rodney Prescott is up top. For third, I'm going to go for number 7, Appealing Julia. Eddie Zuniga rides for Chip Brownfield. This horse is 4 for 6 in the money here at the track with a pair of wins here locally. She's a 7-year-old mare by with distinction, and I think she'll be forwardly placed. Eddie Zuniga, Chip's go-to rider, has the call. Race number 2 started that early pick 4. I'm going to go 8, 4, and 7. Now the third race starts the single 6 jackpot that was hit last night. I think it paid somewhere around $14,700. It was over $14,000 and pretty formful. I think we just missed one horse there in, I believe, the next to last leg last night, and that was I think a 7-2 shot in the program that ran in there. And I don't think your budget has to be too big to hit one of these. If you have a strong opinion to have a horse that you can single or maybe go short in a couple of races and spread around it, I think that's how you get paid. And this is a great wager. I love it. Again, it's just a 20-cent minimum wager, just 15% takeout. Again, 6 of 6, it pays out. You must be the only winner to get the entire pool, but if multiple winners hit it, I think it's you split it 90% of the pool, remaining 10% comes back on the carryover, and that starts in race 3, just a 20-cent denomination. And speaking of spreading and maximizing your budget, I think the third race is probably one you'll want to use as many horses as you can. It's a nice starter allowance for the fillies and mares to go a mile, scratches of 6, 7, and 13. Like I said, I think you need to spread. Number 5, Color in Colonel, is my top pick in the race. Now, this one has never raced here at Turfway or on the synthetic, for that matter. She is a 7-time winner from 61 starts, and exits a second-place finish at Churchill to Kimberly's Dream, who is in this race. Kimberly Dream is the 4 in this race. I just went with the 5, even though she got defeated each of her last 2 starts by Kimberly Dream. I'm strictly going on a jockey angle. I know it's horse racing, not jockey racing, but I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach on Jarek Ello, a 10-pound apprentice on Kimberly Dream. I just think from casting on to Ello is not even a lateral move yet. So I want to wait for this kid to get some experience. I want to see him ride before I have a strong opinion on him and go to single a horse like Kimberly Dream. So I have to have some coverage. I'm going to use number 5, Color in Colonel. Jose Bracho comes into town for Ron Palucci and Anthony Cordarolo. This one was second to Kimberly Dream last start. The time before was 5th. But I think this horse will sit a good trip, sit off the pace. And Bracho's a very, very capable rider and a really strong stretch rider to suit this filly's running style. Or mare, rather. I'm using her on top at 5-1. For second, I am going to go for 4, Kimberly Dream. She's done nothing wrong, and since Freddie Winston's claimed this horse, he's done very well with her in the last couple of starts. She's won starter allowances at Churchill, and that was with Jesus Castaneda. Does get a weight allowance, though. Going the mile distance, gets a 10-pound breaking weight with the apprentice. I just know nothing about him, so I'm not very confident in singling, but the horse is a very good horse. She's 5 wins from 21 starts and 9 for 21 in the money. She does own a win here at Turfway. She's going to be my second choice. For third, I'm going to go for 1, Blueberry Shine. Albin Jimenez up for Ron Kale. She owns a win here as well. And this one well drawn to the inside at this route distance with leading jockey Albin Jimenez. 5-4-1 for me. Start of the single 6. That is race number 3. Fourth race from Turfway Park starts another rolling double, rolling pick 3. It is a filly and mare non-2 claimant event. The claiming tag is $5,000, and they will race a mile. A couple of changes in there. The 3, 6, and 14 are all out. I'll get the entire scratches and late changes to you here after the break, but we'll go ahead and take a look at the race number 4. Again, non-2 claimers. I'm going to go further to the outside here, skipping a hop. Going the route distance, I really don't mind the horse being drawn to the outside because it has speed and it has a speed rider on it. Sometimes the horses don't even show speed. Jose Riquelme will get him to go to the front, and we noticed here already on the meeting he put a horse on the front end, and he's tough to get by when he gets out there. If they leave him with a little bit of lead, maybe a length or 2, or he can back that first quarter up, especially going long to 24 and change 25, they're not going to get by Jose. He's a very smart rider and always save something for the end. So I'm going to use number 9, Skipping a Hop on top. She's a sophomore by Bango, racing for Gale and Harold Peach. Don Campbell trains, and this one is a versatile filly. I think she'll be more forwardly placed, but she can come from off the pace, and I just like this filly. Her numbers stand out to me. She's making a class drop. Don Campbell's a very good trainer. I like the 5-1 value in here. I'm also going to use another horse that's a bit of a price. Number 2, Silky Uphill, 12-1. Alan Garcia, the classic winning jockey, rides for Alexis Cordero Lopez. Now, Alexi came into this meet last year towards the end of the meet, I think maybe late February, early March, and had a tremendous meeting here at Turfway, went across the river to Belterra and did very well. Looks like he has some new horses. He's a guy that always gets horses from South Florida or somewhere on the East Coast, and he brings them in here. He runs them right down these people's throats. He jams them. He enters very well, and this is one who exits a fourth-place finish at Mountaineer and drops in for the 5 level and gets top jockey Alan Garcia. Silky Appeal 12-1. I think she's a must-use in race number 4. Now, number 12, Princess Kaya. Jeff Barkley sends us out for Johnny McKee. Johnny McKee with a pair of wins on the card. Last night, she's the daughter of Animal Kingdom, who won our signature race here at Turfway and, of course, went on to do great things. And Princess Kaya is my third choice at 5-1 on the morning line. 9-2-12 for me in race number 4. Now the 5th race starts the late pick 4, again just 14% minimal takeout. It's a maiden filly 2-year-old. The purse is $46,000. It'll go 6 furlongs. Very, very good field here. Very well bred horses. We got a couple of firsters from some good barns. I think will add some value to the ticket. I think there's a horse in here that is worth a very good look, and in fact I'm going to single her, and she's 8-1. She's my top pick, number 11, Blackberry Lisa. This is the daughter of Stroll. She's very well bred. Races for owner-trainer Phil Sims. Joe Rocco Jr., one of my favorite riders in the country, has the call. Joe with a couple of wins here on the meeting. And Blackberry Lisa was very well backed on debut. If you'll see, she was sent off very short odds at Keeneland, and that was for a $50,000 level. She broke sharp and boxed on, got beat by a very good winner that day in Miss Firecracker, but she was second on debut. Looks to turn the tables today. That was on the slot now. She's turning back to the 6 furlong distance and making the synthetic debut, but they do have a synthetic training track there at Keeneland. And Blackberry Lisa, I'm going to give her the top pick here, 8-1 for me in the 5th race. Number 2, Snaffle, 1-2 in here, trained by Kenny McPeak. And Luan Machado, his go-to rider at the meet, has the call. That's what makes me like this horse a little better than his other horses. Other horse is 3-1, but I like that Machado had his choice of the 2, and Kenny let him pick. And I know he's down there getting on the horses, so I'm going to lean a little bit towards Luan Machado and his agent's decision here to take the 2 over the 5. So that was enough for me. Snaffle, 7-2. She's the daughter of Distorted Humor. She will be up and after the lead in this race. For 3rd, I'm going to go for another value play, number 12, Temrick. John Wainwright comes in brings this one in from Illinois, and Temrick is the daughter of Temple City, who's been training very well at Fairmont. Now, Fairmont is a very deep and heavy track, and this horse has been getting over it very well. You look 3 works back, it had a bullet of 1 of 14, 48, and 3. Came back with a 5 furlong, 101 and 1 drill, and most recently 5 furlongs. Again, I think this horse definitely will be tight, and Sonny Leone up top for John Wainwright and Sharon Morgan. That one is 12-1 on the morning line. 11-10 for me in race 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little break here as we take a pause for the cause, and I ask that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Good evening once again, race fans. Welcome into Turfway Park for a wonderful Friday evening of racing here. Dollar night at the track. Also, Doghouse will be rocking the stage here just a bit later in the evening. At this time, if you'll take out your racing programs, we'll go over tonight's late program changes. First of 8 up in 27 minutes. Race 1 kicks off that 15% takeout pick 5. There is a jockey change on number 3, Mark My Way, to Rogelio Miranda. Rogelio Miranda on the 3, Mark My Way. Overweight on number 4, Time Marches On. That jockey is 3 pounds overweight. There are no changes in race 2. If you'll turn your programs to race number 3, start of the single 6, just 15% takeout on that bet. 3 changes. Scratch number 6, Lucky at Justice. Scratch number 7, IQK. Scratch the 13, Sure She's Grand. Numbers 6, 7, 13 scratched out of the 3rd. In the 4th race, scratch number 3, Sassy Zeman. Sassy Zeman scratched. Scratch number 6, Tyke. The 13, Stormy Lives, draws in Will Race. And scratch number 14, Ellie's Stroll, out of the 4th. 5th race, start of the late pick 4. Scratch number 12, Native Charm. Scratch number 13, Dawdle. A couple of changes concerning number 14, Tickle, who draws in off the also Will Race. There's a jockey change to Malcolm Franklin. And also be aware that number 14, Tickle, will race for the first time with blinkers. Equipment change for number 14, Tickle. The blinkers go on. In the 6th race, 1 overweight on number 4, Chavez. That jockey 1 pound overweight. In the 7th race, scratch number 9, Maya Solomea. 7th race, number 9, Maya Solomea has been scratched. 8th and final race, scratch number 13, First Squadron. Number 13, First Squadron, has been scratched from the 8th. Race fans, those are your changes at this time. Any changes coming in throughout the balance of the program, I'll get those to you as they do so. First post up in 24 minutes. Welcome back to the pre-race show, race fans. We got through the first 5 races prior to the break, and we'll dive on into the final 3 races here at Turfway Park. Race number 6 is where we left off. If you turn your programs to race 6, we'll continue on with the picks for the final 3 races on the evening. Race 6, purse $46,500. It's a non-winners of 2 allowance event to go a mile and 16th, and I'm leaning all the way to the outside with number 8, Lake Nakuru. This is another one by Animal Kingdom in tonight, racing for the BBN Racing. The Big Blue Nation Racing LLC, Vicky Oliver trains, and Decky Cannon up top. Now, Lake Nakuru is a one-time winner from 11 starts, but what I like the horse always tries, shows up, 5 for 11 in the money, and this one is one that does need some pace up top, but I do think there is some speed in there. I think El Ahijado definitely has to go. ProQuester for sure will be going from the inside as well with Juan Machado. I think those 2 horses could get caught up in a speed duel as well. Chavez with the Bug Boy I think will be forwardly placed. So with those 3 horses out there winging it, and it maybe even Faversham as well, I think Lake Nakuru from that outside draw will be able to tuck in on the run the first turn, save some ground, kick out, turn it for home, and I think get the victory here for this 3-year-old Lake Nakuru, my top pick in race number 6. Now, number 3, ProQuester, one of those speed horses I thought about would go. I'm going to use this horse for second, Juan Machado up top. Now, this one comes from the barn Eduardo Caramori, who always has his horses ready to go, and I think this horse, well drawn to the inside, has speed, I think deserves a good look. Now for third, I'm going to use the number 7, Faversham. Faversham from the barn of Mike Maker. It's hard to leave Maker off a ticket anywhere in the country, and especially here at Turfway. A little bit of a slow start to the meeting for Maker, but his barn does get hot, and when it gets hot, you want to be on board, and I don't want to miss out. Number 7, Faversham, 5-1 for Mike Maker. Perry and Denise Martin and Martine Garcia has the call on that Cali bred here in the 6th. 8-3-7 for me. Those of you just joining us here at the track, don't forget tonight is dollar night here at the track. Again, dollar win play show bets, dollar dogs, dollar beers, dollar soft drinks, and live music later on from Doghouse. Now, race 7 starts the late daily double, the final rolling daily double of the evening. And in the 7th race, number 6, Flew Ellen, is my top pick. I think this horse will go to the front. I don't think there's anybody who can go with him, and I think the son of Temple City has a big chance to go coast to coast here. Another live shot for Declan Cannon tonight, my top pick. Number 7, E-Crew, is a 20-time starter with only 1 win, but he does love to run second. That's why I'm putting him for second. In fact, he's ran second 7 times from those 20 starts. He does own 4 third-place finishes. Alvin Jimenez up for Bull McKeever, and this is one that I think will be rolling late. I'm going to throw out that last race. I think, and even made the race before that. I think the horse is better than that. I like the horse on synthetic, and I've seen this horse train down at Keeneland, and the horse appears to be in top form. I'm using him for second, 5-1. Now for third, I'm going to go for a long shot. Number 1, Johnny Strong. Charlie Lepresti blew up the tote board here earlier on in the week with a horse that paid almost $100, and I don't want to leave this one off my ticket. Charlie's barn is starting to click right now. 15-1, Alan Garcia up top. This horse, I think you can throw a line through his last race. The horse was in tight early, had to check, was very wide. Only got 6 lengths in a comparable, a similar race rather at Churchill Downs. Prior to that was well beaten in an allowance race at Keeneland, but I think this horse is going to be on the ticket. Union Rags is going to be a big price, and I want to have some value on my try and super tickets here in the 7th race. Now the 8th race, I believe, is a filly and mare non-3 claimant event to go a mile. I think there's a standout to the outside. After my top pick, I think you can put him in a hat and draw him out. But number 11, a Maribel, on the big class drop for Ray Hernandez and Abella Lascano. I think she's a standout. She's a 4-year-old daughter of Distorted Humor, and she owns 2 wins from 9 starts. One of those wins comes right here from Turfway Park. Now, Maribel is 3-1 on the morning line, and I think she will go to the front and improve her position. For second, I'm going to go for number 1, Pure Guess for me. This horse has never raced here at Turfway, only 1 start on the synthetic, but I like Jeff Zook's training abilities, and Deshaun Parker with a winner last night on the program has the call 10-1 and has drawn the rail. For third, number 3, Pebble Slinger. Bob Pinson sends this one out. Rogelio Miranda up top. This is one that does like Turfway. Now, she's 4-4, I believe 7 in the money here. She does have a win here at the track, and this one will be rolling late. Will be rallying down the center of the track and will be a price 10-1 on the morning line, 11-1 and 3 for me. Well, that's the 8 races and how I see it tonight. I'll be back on a couple of times later on in the evening. We'll give you the pick 4 ticket in race 2, pick 6 ticket we came up in race 3, and also the late pick 4 in race number 5. Dollar night here at the track. Doghouse will be rocking the stage and some great horse racing action. We'll see you soon. Good luck.